What's up, my boss babies? Back at it again for another slay. I'm going to be teaching you how to do the watercolor method using a natural colored hair. This one's going to be featuring the brand We-Ballice. They sent over some beautiful hair in this package. It's actually Cambodian virgin hair. They also included these really nice 3D mink lashes. I got 3 bundles and a closure. I'll have all the details and all the measurements listed in the description bar. As you guys can see in the beginning of the video, we're going to be transforming this hair to bone straight. So I kind of wanted to give you guys a nice texture shot. This hair is a body wave texture, and Cambodian hair is really nice. It's nice and silky and shiny. I made a wig using the hot glue gun method, and it came out this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful wig. Even though the color of the hair is a nice, rich, chocolate, dark brown, and it looks very healthy, I kind of wanted to amp it up and do a super nice black color. I wanted to do bone straight, and I wanted to do a nice china bang. So we headed over to my kitchen, and I kind of gave you a nice texture shot to see how chocolate brown the hair is. I took some boiling hot water. I would recommend that you use hot water from your tap. That would be a more complimentary thing, because this is extremely piping hot and really not safe to use, and I don't think it necessarily did anything different than sink hot water would do. So my options were this Kiss Temptations in the color black, or the Adore dye, which I'm very familiar with. The only difference is the Adore dye was jet black, which may have been like a tinge more dark. Kind of what I would have used that, because that's normally what I use, but I did use this one just because this is my very first time trying the Kiss Temptations. I used probably maybe 2/3 of the bottle. There's a little bit left, but really not enough to really do much of anything. And because the water is so hot, it mixed in very nicely. I always like to sample before I dunk my wig in. So this time I just used a paper towel and dunked it in there, and you can see the color is nice and rich. So I'm giving you one last shot of what the hair or the wig looks like before I dunk it in. And now here I am dunking it in. Normally I dunk like the bottom half of it and then pull it up just to see if it's even taken and if it's worth getting the entire wig wet. It definitely took instantly, so I just went ahead and pushed the wig into the mixture and kind of just let it soak in there. Now my favorite thing about this watercolor method is that it is literally the easiest thing to do. It cuts down the time on dyeing hair literally from like an hour to like 3 to 5 minutes, and it's mess free. Somehow when the dye mixes with the water, if it spills on your countertops or gets on your hands, it doesn't stain like it would if you used the dye straight out of the package. This is a semi-permanent, which is a little bit different than a dye. It's less harsh to my understanding. So I went ahead and dunked it in. Got the wig very jet black. I wanted to show you guys in the sink that the dye does not stain the sink. It doesn't do anything crazy. I would recommend always using gloves. In this case I didn't, and my nails, my hands, nothing got stained. The hair was nice and a pleasure to work with. It didn't tangle. You guys can see here there was no shedding or any hair falling out, and this is an amazing texture shot. Now, did the hair take? It definitely did. I showed you guys before I dunked it how much of a rich chocolate brown it is, and all of that color is gone, and it's a nice jet black. Very, 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 very gorgeous. The black almost instantly adds a nice healthy sheen to the hair. So at this point, we kind of know that the watercolor method does work on dark hair, turning dark chocolate brown hair to black, which is my first time trying, if I did not mention. Now, even though I let the hair air dry, I did give it a nice blow dry, because I feel like the key to a nice silk press is always a great blow dry. And it definitely looks like I can just go ahead and curl it if I wanted to stop there. This is what the wig looks like on. I love when I make my own wigs because they fit so snug and amazing. I don't even need an elastic band. Of course, when you use a closure wig, the closures are always very dense in the front. You almost never see a closure advertised as like pre-plucked or pre-bleached. You only will see it probably like pre-parted, which this one was. But I went ahead and made the wig or pushed all the hair back and began to just use the pull method to go ahead and pull the hair out. Now I find that I find it much easier to if you wet the hairline or wet the root of the hair for the hair to come out. But I honestly don't like to tweeze it as much. Just because I feel like, I'm not going to say it's painful, but when you're tweezing at your forehead, it kind of starts to get irritated. And then I also find that it's more likely for me to punch a hole into my lace if I use tweezers. So this process took a very long time. I really wanted it to look very natural in the hairline. Even though I knew I wanted to do a bang, I like it when the entire wig is slayed from start to finish. That way, you know, even with your bang, you know, when the wind blows and all that, you see it's slayed. Just a personal preference, but if you are doing a bang, you don't necessarily have to like pluck and tweeze or do baby hair or anything like that. But you guys can see on camera we're making progress. It probably took me about 45 minutes to an hour to even get it to where I wanted it, but that's just the beauty of, you know, styling and making your own wig. Sometimes it takes a little longer. So now we have some progress. It's starting to look a lot more natural. Now, I did not bleach my knots. If you choose to bleach your knots, that's just an option that is for everybody. But I just lately have not been finding it worth it to do so, because sometimes you over bleach. Sometimes it turns your lace like a yellow orangey color. There's just so many different things. Of course, like when your hairline is, or your whole parting, or your closure rather, is bleached, I find that the hair sheds on it more. So if you want longevity with your lace, do not bleach your knots. So I went ahead and did the baby hair and all that off camera. This is where we are at. I'm just adding a little bit of a powder. My cap underneath did slide back. I think I'm going to go back to using just regular black wig caps and see how that goes, because I feel like the lighter the cap is, the more it shows. But this is what the wig looks like in just in a natural, you know, wrap silk press type of situation. Very gorgeous, very natural. I did use 2.5 bundles, so I did have about half a bundle left. And I forgot to show you guys that, but yeah, I didn't use all 3 bundles, and it came out a nice natural look. I definitely did not need that other half of that 3rd bundle, but if you choose to use all 3 bundles, it may be a little bit more full. So now I decided I definitely wanted to do that China bang. The reason I love the China bang on this one is because it was so natural, and it definitely was an everyday look, but I just wanted to kick it up a notch and do something fun and funky with this one. Now all I do is very simple. I just find the parting, or part out the space that I want to use as bangs. I twist it and then I cut. Where I messed up here, and I've done a tutorial on how to do bangs before, is that flap where I twist, I didn't quite flip it over as much. Probably didn't make any sense, but I'll definitely do an updated China bang tutorial where it'll be a video dedicated to making bangs, so you guys can see the proper way to do it so that it doesn't look too blunt, and that it just looks super nice and neat, and you're able to, you know, make the perfect bangs without it being like this thick bulky thing at the front. So at this point I went ahead and tried to clean it up and make it even, and I did cut a lot of the parts out just because, again, I'm going to do a dedicated video on this later down the road, and at the end I just kind of bumped it. Now this lace closure was pre-parted. The downside to that is that the bang did have a center part, which was to be expected, but I did go ahead and fix that in the very end. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Inspo for this look. The other night I was in Target. If you guys follow me on Instagram, then you know. I seen Black China in Target, and she had like a really nice jet black wig. It was super full. I wanted something a little bit more natural, but hers was really full and long, and of course she had a China bang. But that kind of was the inspo for this look. I really just wanted jet black with bangs. I kind of have that permanent part because this one was pre-parted, so I am gonna take what can I take? Maybe I'll take a little bit of this. And I'll just use a little bit of something. I'm just going to put a little bit of edge control. And I'm going to spray it with a little spritz. And just try to get rid of that permanent part. All I want to do is train the hair to go to connect, basically. I'm just kind of trying to close in that gap and trade that hair. So it's not going to stay like that, but for now, it's going to help me get the look that I want. Absolutely love the way everything came out. Other than the permanent parting, there are no complaints. Even with the permanent parting, I already knew that this closure was pre-parted. So, they gave me that it was pre-parted. So yeah, I absolutely love the way the wig came out. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share with your friends. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.